Okay, before we start, we're gonna discuss came up in the parsha last week about Esav. He's well known and told us brought up Medrash Rabbah. A lot of Sfarim talk about how Esav he was so good at respecting his father because he wore Shabbos clothing. He wore very nice clothing forever. So the idea from over there is that we see that there's an importance of performing mitzvah kibbutz in nice clothing. That's a whole discussion of itself, which comes up in Your Deism in Reish Mem, end of the first parak of Kiddushin, the sugis of Kivud Aveim, and if halacha l'maisa we need to wear nice clothing when we perform the mitzvah of Kivud Aveim. That's a separate discussion, but we see from over here that it's that there's chashuv. So even if, let's say, it was, so to say, Shabbos clothing, I don't think it's a proof either way, because Esav is just known as focusing just on Kivud Av and not performing anything else. But yeah, that's what I have to say about it.
Okay, yeah, because they keep on stressing it was Big Day Shabbos, see,
Right.
maybe for another mitzvah, you can go.
Yeah, the lashon of the Midrash was Big Day Shabbos, not Big Day Malchus.
I'll take a look.
Big Day Shabbos. I don't remember.
I'll take a look.
Yeah, but even if it was, good still. That was this thing. So I don't think you could bring a proof about it that.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think Esav was cheshboning him over Nisav wearing Big Day Shabbos during the Chol. Guys murdering people.
That you see that maybe for another mitzvah that you can wear Big Day Shabbos.
No. Oh, because maybe like a simcha during the week.
Maybe during a week,
We know.
Rabo, you sing God the Lador,
Yeah, we didn't see that brought down. We just saw wearing it in a weekday simcha.
Right, so I'm just saying from that angle.
Right. Yeah. I hear that. Yeah, maybe. What to think about? No one. Amazing how someone could learn so much and spend so much time on something and still have a shiloh that's not brought down. Probably brought down just in another place. That goes with my theory of how 95% of the halachas that are going to come up are learned in that location, depending on the topic, but usually in that siman that it is. But there's always a 5% that are scattered. They're never there, no matter how hard you look in that siman and how many svarim you look at. It's just, there has to be outside knowledge. That's why the whole Torah is connected. And that's why when a person learns one thing and then he could tie it into something else, then it's really a beautiful thing. So, but it takes time, patience, right? Diligence to do all that. Okay. So let's continue with the chuvas from Harfinis. Okay, we're talking about when an Avel goes into the shul on Erev Shabbos. Shal's chuvas Nishmas Shabbos Simin Reish Adiav. Revor b'Shulchan Aruch the b'Shabbos shebetocha shiva Avel yoytze basic tesel b'Sim Midrash Esbal. Brought down that in Shulchan Aruch that on Shabbos that's during Shiva. So the Avel he goes to the shul and to the base Medrash to daven. Benira she'eno chiyuv el rishus. Right, so it seems like that this is not an obligation, that rather this is completely optional. Bimrotza l'sader minyan bebeso l'spalo sham d'shaper dami. Right, so this is not obligatory; it's an optional. If he wants to organize a minyan in his house, he's allowed to do that. V'kam makomos nagu kaka l'spalo bebesa avogam Shabbos. In many places, it's a custom to daven in the house of the Avel, also on Shabbos. Minhag HaRishonim, Shirak Lacher Tfilas Mincha, Samach L'Bal Shabbos Yotzei Avel. Beis HaKnesses. There is this minhag that after Mincha, the Avel goes to the actual shul. Okay? Now, there's an idea, Masha, that the Avelim, they wear an Erev Shabbos clothing. V'nol le'manal, old clothing called Shabbos. They put on Shabbos clothing and put on already shoes already before Kabbalah Shabbos. However, that could already be considered accepting Shabbos upon oneself. That's why after Shkia, person should stop from all forms of Avelos. Could be already doubt on Shabbos after sunset. Leos b'avelos b'varsa, you can't practice avelos publicly. And he says, Sarachian for those who daven in early mincha. That's us. And even so, they wear Shabbos clothing and put on their shoes and go to shul to daven mincha. How can Naval do that? It's not Shabbos yet. Okay, what to look into there? Then he brings over here the Sefer Minhag Amsterdam brings that after Lichadodi near Baruch Hu, that's when the Avel comes in. So I guess this is the source of what we commonly say. It's in the Sefer Minhag Amsterdam.
It's interesting. Minute.
Yeah. The idea happens to be that Navel doesn't go to shul, so during the week he can't go to shul. Now this is his first opportunity to go to shul.
But we're menachem him before Shabbos starts.
Kind of. Like in that time, that suffix time.
Should be a raya when we were learning before that. I guess really Mashir is when you accept Shabbos because you finish the Chadodi, and then you do Hamakom Menachem, and then you say Mashir Shabbos. We saw some people before saying that. I guess whatever the last stanza of the Chadodi is Kabbalah Shabbos.
Yeah, it's gonna be different shitas about that, and I think that might even come up in these chuvas over here. I don't know how much, but yeah, whole discussion over there. I think he's going to talk about that a little bit. Some interesting points, some shilas that no one really thinks about. What about the Avel changing his spot in the shul? Hima Avel, Yesh L'shanos Makom Yeshivasa Beis HaKnesses B'Shabbos, Mishakol Yebeis Chodesh O Shoshim, Mishar Krobim. Says, Shulchan Aruch says that on Shabbos, by the way, he's referencing what he discusses in his Sefer on Avelos called Nishmas Yisrael, 3 volumes that I have it at home. So he's just saying, I'm going to summarize over here what it says over there. It's clear from the Shulchan Aruch that on Shabbos, it's good not to change your place. Shulchan Aruch says, even though an Avel changes his place where he sits in shul for the whole year, nevertheless, on Shabbos, you don't change your place according to the Shulchan Aruch. However, the Ramah comes along and says otherwise. All right. Then on Shabbos, you would change your place as well. So they bring in the name of the Arizal, also not to change your place on Shabbos. Your makom kavua that you have in shul. You have a whole discussion. According to the Shulchan Aruch, according to the Arizal, you don't change your makom kavua. According to the Ramah, you do. Many mekubalim are noheg. They go like the Arizal on this, and therefore I will not change your place. Aval yesh lomar the kapidus Arizal davka ba'oison habati knesios shnagu avelim l'shanos leilach v'leishev l'makom hamiyuad yeshivas avelim lo bezman hazeh shaleka makom yuad la'avelim. Could very well be that the Arizal was concerned specifically in those places that had the minhag for people who were avelim in mourning to change their place and to sit in a specific place where only people in mourning sit. So therefore, the Arizal would say, then in that situation, you shouldn't change your place. However, nowadays that wouldn't apply. Nowadays, we don't have a set spot in the shul where all of the mourners go to. So it could very well be, explains Rav Harfness, that the Arizal would hold that an Avel should change his place also on Shabbos like the Ramah. So therefore, an Avel would change his seat in shul, his makom kavui, even on Shabbos. Even on Shabbos. Okay?
And that's not considered available before Hesed, like people notice you're not in your place.
So that's the beauty of the logic of this tshuva, and that's why we're learning it, because it's only an avelus before Hesed, according to the Arizal. That's why the Arizal said don't change your makom
Because
kavua.
there was because
It's a public area where all of the avelim sit. So then it's already avelus before Hesed. You're showing that you're mourning in public because there's a specific spot for the mourners. But nowadays That there's no specific spot. It's not really showing.
Well, no, I mean that, they know where you sit.
Yeah. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
The question is, what's pshat in the Ramah? The Ramah says, Shabbos is Shanas Makom. No, what's pshat in the Ramah? What's pshat in yeah. I mean, Shulchan Aruch said you don't change. Yeah. Shulchan Aruch said, just talking through it. Shulchan Aruch said you don't change places. So therefore, right, ain't availus before Hesa, so you can't show the availus. So if you change places, then it's going to show the availus. If you change from your Makam Kavua, then it will show it. So then what's pshat in the Ramah? What's pshat in the Ramah? Back then, even when they had this spot for the Avelim, how is that not showing the Avelim? There's what to look into over here. There's definitely what to look into. See the rest of the tshuva. Some write that if you came to shul in Bala Beis HaKnesses, you came after Baruch Hu. So some say that you shouldn't change your place. You shouldn't change in your Yakum Kavua, because since because now if you're gonna switch spots, you're showing an Avelos on Shabbos. However, what a chap. This could be pshat in the Ramah also. There's a difference between if someone got to shul early before Shabbos started and changed from his makom kavua, so to say, change his place. So now you're not publicly displaying an avelos because you were already sitting there before Shabbos. Versus if you come late, you'd have mincha before, whatever, and now on Shabbos itself you're changing spots. So then perhaps that could be demonstrating public avelos.
Well, he was talking Baruch Hu by Marav,
Which other Baruch Hu is there?
Baruch Hu by Shachris.
Shachars. No, we're learning the halachas of night.
Yeah.
That's what we're learning about.
Okay,
The
so if he
halachas of
comes-
night. That's what we're learning about. Yeah.
So if he comes before it, right? So he's saying that you daven mincha marav and shul for mincha kabbalah Shabbos.
Yeah.
There are minchas, you change your spot anyway, so
That's
you
right.
stay there.
That's right. That's
But
right.
if you'd come, let's say after, he says specifically, I guess after Baruch Hu, not Kabbalah Shabbos.
Yeah, because it could be maybe he's even going on Sates. Keep in mind he's in Rabbeinu Tam in their later Shabbos. They daven
Right,
up Shkia there. Yeah. The machlokas achronim, if an avel's obligated to change from his makom kavu in his house, he wants to say nir la'alacha lahakel shein tzarach. Seems like you don't need to. Kol shkin Shabbos, especially on Shabbos, you wouldn't need to change your place in your own house.
What's the din in changing a
For a
makom?
woman. The din in changing a makom for an avel?
Yeah, what's the
Why? Why to do it?
Yeah, yeah.
Why to do it? I would think without doing any official research in a long time on it, is because the whole Avelis is we're doing certain acts which demonstrate a state of mourning. And we don't want to
Saying changing a makom, because I don't think it's not put down in the Gemara anywhere, is it?
changing makom. Not sure when exactly it was instituted. I mean, I'm farm at home that discussed this exactly, but yeah, to have the availance in the mind, it's just one of those small things, right? As the time goes on, Shiva, Shloshin, Tofi Beis Chodesh, it gets more lenient. It's just a small thing that, to get in a proper state of mind. Proper state of mind. Okay, so it looks like we still have a few more chuvas over here. I guess we could try to do this whole tshuva. See if we could do this whole tshuva. Okay, so some say that an Avel, he's not allowed to say an Erev Shabbos before Mincha, the Mizmor of Hodul Hashem Kitov, and the Mizmor of Lachun Ranana. However, Rav Harfina says, Miu Lanias Daiti, Loi Nira Shemanias, Amiras Mizmorim Shalachu Naranana, Yachashav Avelis Bavarese. He could say, I don't think that if you say these Mizmorim, it's considered public Avelis. Yikol Makom, regarding the Mizmor of Lachun Ranana, that nowadays, every single day, people are careful to say it before Kabbalah Shabbos. It could be considered Seder Hayom. It's like part of Tefillah. It's the order of Tefillah, and therefore it'll be permissible, right? Like on Tisha B'av to say the Korbanos, it doesn't count as Torah. It's part of tefillas. You could say it. And therefore, Mizmor of Hodu Lashem Kitov, you could also say it. That's what Hasidim say, maybe Nusach Sfard. So for regarding those who allow an Aval to say Tehillim, it's also permissible to say it on Shabbos night. Mizmor of Lachun Radna and the Mizmor of Hodu Lashem Kitov. Even Shir Hashirim, especially when you're saying it as a Hisorus for Avodas Hashem. And the minhag is by Hasidim is that the Aval davens the whole davening from the beginning of Hodu until the end. That's what one of the Gedolim did, but he didn't sit on a bench during Kabbalah Shabbos until after Baruch Hu, which is after the Zman of Seitel Chavim of Rabbeinu Tam. Remember, because keep in mind, we have a suffix over here, which is the suffix is it Shabbos yet or not? Is it still the previous day? So if it's not, if it's still the previous day, an Aval can't sit on a regular chair or bench. It's got to be lowered down. So I feel like the minhag is to sit on a bench, but this is just interesting to know it exists. The Aval says l'chadodi across Kala, but he should not sing with the Kahal. Also, the idea is not to be in a very big state of simcha, just like with the Makom Kavu. All these things makes it adds up. Some Yeshua Mesavka Lam Nohatir, some allow an Aval to say the Parak about Malikin and Shir Shirim. Some say that he shouldn't say it. Some allow it just like we say Rabbi Yishmael Omer and the Braises, Sarachian. Someone who always says Shir Hashirim between Kabbalah Shabbos and Marv, he would be allowed to say it. Some say this is also interesting, like miscellaneous halachas. Some say that the Aval shouldn't bless his children.
Wow,
for Shabbos night, for those who have the custom to do it every single week. So we see there's a lot of all these random small halachas over here. It seems like there's a bunch of miscellaneous stuff in here. That was a terrible arrow. Okay, so we'll pick it up with this tomorrow, Mitzvah Hashem. Yeah, everyone should have a wonderful day. Remember to have a lavish Suda, a covered Rosh Chodesh. Yeah, well, during the day that's Zikr. During the day Zikr. All right, have that lavish Suda.
All right, yes, sorry.